Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, back with another Flickr Photo of the Week photo taken from the Flickr Photo group. Hopefully you get your shots up there, and maybe I will pick yours next week. This shot comes from Robbie Swan, who I believe is in Copenhagen, but unfortunately he was having Skype issues, and we are unable to have him on the call. But I got some information about this photo that will help us break it down and determine whether we can do something different in the future, or if it just works really, really well. Now, I do think it works really well. It's a very symmetric shot, and that is great. I love seeing symmetry in photos that work. Thrown right in the middle of the image. Everything is even from front to back, side to side, left and right, up and down. And all the shadows are the same. It's just done very well. So let's break down how it was shot. Nikon D300S, I believe, or the D300, with a 35 1.8 at ISO 100 on aperture priority, shot raw, and the saturation was pumped up slightly in Lightroom, and then it was dropped into the border in Photoshop. Now let's think about it being shot with the 35 1.8. He talked about having some fall off in terms of focus along the edges, because if you look at this image full size on the website where you can link to the full size image, you'll notice that there's some fall off along the edges of the building. Now the center is nice and focused, but as you move off to the sides, you start to lose your focus. Now, I personally would like to see it sharp through and through, especially on a bright day like this. You could go to, hopefully on a tripod, you could go to f/22 and get everything sharp front to back. My recommendation is if you were to move in closer to the building and wanted to focus in on just a point, a corner of the building, then the shooting at 1.8 would really create some depth, because you would focus on the corner of the building and then everything else would blow out. And that's if you got really close to the building. In this case, he left it at 1.8 but was further away. I would have liked to have seen it with more depth of field to show the building even sharper through and through. Now, he may have been going for something with this, and I really like this image nonetheless because it popped out at me. I like what he was going for, and who knows why we do the things we do. I mean, that's why it's photography, and we like what we like. So it's a great image to begin with. I like it. I would love to see more depth of field. I wonder if he did shoot one with more depth of field, but we'll have to see. What I like here is that everything is, the shadows are there. I just like how the shadows match from the left side and the right side. Now, in Lightroom, what I probably would have liked to have seen is a little bit more sharpness added and more contrast. I know he said he upped the saturation, which makes the blue pop a little more, but the contrast would make the building pop a little more, which is your focus. But it's still an awesome shot. There are tweaks that can be made, but it's still really great. And what I like about it is it can be used for anything. This could be used for an architecture advertisement. It can be used for a banking advertisement. Just about anything you can think of, this can be used for. It's just a really solid image. Even the tourism guide that comes to Copenhagen, because that's where it's shot, they would possibly like to use this image on a book. It just would work really well in a book or a magazine. So that is just awesome. Unfortunately, Robbie's not here. I'd love to ask more questions, but that's about it. Get those photos up into the Flickr Photo group. Be sure to leave your metadata on when you upload to Flickr, everybody, because you want to put up the information that says how you shot it, the shutter speed, the aperture, the lens, the camera, things like that will help us critique everybody's work a little better, or get an understanding of really awesome work like this and how it was shot, so how you can replicate it yourself. Also, you can drop into the forum on FroKnowsPhoto.com, and there is a critique section where you can put your photos up along with how you shot the image, so that we can all give you a critique. So be sure to get your photos into the Flickr group if you want to put multiple ones up, and also put it onto the forum so that the forum guys and girls can leave their critiques. So get those photos up there, and maybe yours will be selected next week. Until then, Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. Flickr.com. Thanks, Robbie, for submitting this photo to the Flickr Photo group.